I'm running away from the past I left behind. I'm looking for answers, but I'm blinded by the light. I'm lost in the music, can I stay here for the night? I promise I'll be gone in the morning, out of sight and out of mind. No blind, out of sight and out of mind. No standing still. It's like you're stuck in a nightmare, but you keep doing it for the thrill. Well, this is reality, you only live it once, so wake up from your dream. But just for tonight, let the lines get blurred, let your thoughts be free, let your thoughts be free.
Hello, as Jason says. Hello. Yeah, this is a members-only chat. Members-only chat stream. I just can't be bothered to upload a video, so I just thought I'm just going to do a members-only chat stream instead. Makes my life easier. Hopefully there'll be no issues today regarding the streaming side of things. There shouldn't be. Everything should be fine. I've just been made aware by FPL Maestro via Twitter that I've got good news. Me and Jason are going to be selling out, alright? As of today, the 8th of March, all curse words no longer treated the same on YouTube. Moderate profanity anytime can get the green icon. An F-bomb in the first 7 seconds or repeatedly can receive limited ads. Background music with profanity can now get ads. Profanity in the title/thumbnail, still you can't run ads. To be honest, it doesn't really matter to me and Jason because we are never going to be monetizing. It is an absolute fucking waste of time, and I'm telling you, I've said it before and I'll say it again. Anybody that's a small-time YouTuber like us, stop running ads. Because all it does is when you put on the video, the person that's watching us, oh, for fuck, why are you advertising this for? Why are you monetizing this shit? Just stop. It's like somebody, I watch, as you know, I watch The Bill, and for whatever reason, the person that's, okay, they've kindly uploaded all the stuff that the Bill has released, but now they've decided, oh yeah, I'm going to advertise it, I'm going to monetize it all. So now the episodes of The Bill have now got 3 or 4 adverts in between, and now I'm pissed off to the point where I'm like, I really can't be bothered to watch this stuff. They don't receive the money. They don't get a single penny of it. It just goes towards Thames, ITV Thames or whatever it was back in the day, or ITV. Fucking ludicrous. Oh, there's the first swear word. Fucking this, fucking that. Should have heard the podcast I did earlier on. All about masturbation. Fucking hell, man. I just want to quickly go over the other day, which, let's get real here, was quite serious stuff, what me and Jason did regarding online bullying. Had a few comments. Had an individual who I'm not going to... they love this quote. I'm not going to name them. Acted a bit of a prat. But, Notorious Nerd here saying that mental health is very important. Let's stop online abuse and bullying. Hopefully Nymphrea can recover. Yeah, I think she's fine. She did post something on YouTube yesterday or the day before. The day before that. There's a Simpsons reference. The day before that, just basically... In fact, shall I just read what she said? Please do. The easiest way I can do this. This is what Nymphrea said today. In fact, she's actually back online today, thankfully. This is when I won't be able to find her, will it? This is when I won't be able to find a Poxy account for whatever reason. Unless she's actually continued to stay off, which... So I've now got to go to someone else's account. There we are, thank you. To now read this. Now, of course, this individual posts about 400,000 tweets, so I'm now going to have to scroll through and find out this fucking thing. This is great entertainment, this. Right, here we are. So this is from Nymphrea. I just wanted to reach out as I'm so sorry to have left Twitter like I did. I didn't mean to worry or scare anyone. I don't think you scared anybody, but I get the point. I just needed to get away. I wasn't quite expecting the barrage of abuse I got last night off the back of wildcarding and the follow-up of people suggesting this was the right time for me to step back as I wasn't progressing. Something I was considering. But my love for FPL and the Nim family kept me going until now. I like to think I have broad shoulders and have taken a lot in the past, but it all got a bit too much. And then it just says what she says below. And thankfully, she put out another tweet today, but unfortunately, I don't know where it is. But it wasn't a tweet, it was via a YouTube thing, and I can't find it. But certainly it's good to see that, I've been there. We've all been there when you want to react instantly to something that's going on and then you take drastic action. I remember literally, was it 2 or 3 years ago, I was literally taking a shit in the toilet over there and I'm like, I can't do this anymore. I genuinely cannot play this fucking game where everything is going against me. This was during the coronavirus. Ooh, can't say coronavirus, can you? Fuck's sake. This was during the coronavirus period, and just anything I did, if you remember, no matter how logical it was, it would just completely go against me, and I was just sat there in the toilet thinking, what the fuck am I doing? I literally wrote the message to Dan and Jason, and I just said, I think I'm actually quitting FPL. I can't deal with this shit anymore. I can't deal with this bullshit of having to fucking stream after fucking video about my thought processes, about how I'm feeling about this, that, and the other. Fuck this. I'm actually going to delete. And honestly, I was there on the fantasy football page about to delete it all. And then I could just be like, right, I'm breathing. Obviously, I slept on it. And then the following day, I kind of like had calmed down by this point. And I just was obviously grateful that I didn't do it. But, you know, there are many times in just everyday life where I've, or anybody, like I said, all of us, we don't take a step back. We kind of like are in that moment at that precise time. And you just like, yeah, I'm kind of need to get away from this situation right now. And like I say, half the time I sleep on it, and it's just like take this Sunday as an example when you know, with Gakpo left on the bench and not captaining Salah, blah blah blah, all this nonsense, and woke up the following day because I'd watched All Quiet on the Western Front. Highly recommend anybody to watch that. I'm sure there'll be someone going, yeah, but it's 2.5 hours long. I ain't got that time. I am telling you this for free. The 2.5 hours flew by. It just vanished into thin air. When you're invested, okay, you may not be invested in World War One, trench warfare, fine, don't watch it. If you are interested in World War films, in this specific case, World War One, trench warfare, I highly recommend watching it. It's just brilliant, basically. And essentially, after I'd watched that, went to bed, woke up the next day, and I'd actually completely forgotten the football existed. And then obviously in TalkSport, once I put it on, you're then reminded of what happened, and you're like, oh yeah, oh well, you know. And I just completely forgot about it. And the funny thing is like, ironically, when you see like someone else that's doing well at the game, Harbour Boy, they've benched Gakpo as well. You kind of like, oh well, fair enough. And then you kind of wait around for or in my case, go to work, knowing that the Brentford game was on that night. Here we go. Umbremo. Step up, lad. Does jack shit. And of course, Mr. Tony goes and gets a goal. Or in this case, a penalty. So, yeah, a bit frustrating that he did get the goal in the end. The game itself, I thought it was all right. You know, and it wasn't exactly particularly glued to my screen watching it. I'm more interested in the Brentford games because they literally are. The stadium's just down the road from me, and the training ground, if I can speak properly, is just up the road from me as well. So it almost feels like quite homely whenever I have Brentford on the TV, because when they do like an aerial view, I'm like, I walk there, or you know, I go over there or whatever. But yeah, we'll get on to Brentford and Brighton in a minute. But going completely full circle with everything, I think Nimfria is right. Just take a step back, and I keep saying this about anything really. Is that if you feel something in life is having a negative impact on you, take a step back and literally just go and say to yourself, if I remove this out of my life, what would happen? And if the answer is nothing, then essentially it's a case of, well, get rid of it then. You know, my mate Steve downstairs, regarding Instagram, he realises it has a negative effect on him, and I've just said, look mate, I know it's difficult, but you've got to go through the stages. It's a case of, rather than going on it, you know, X amount of times a day, you cut it down to 3. Let's just say you go on it 5 times a day. You cut it down to 3 times a day, and then on the Tuesday you cut it down to 2 times a day, and then so on and so forth. And then by Thursday it's a case of, right, don't go on it at all. If you genuinely feel like it hasn't impacted your life at all, the fact that you haven't been on Instagram, then it's just a case of don't go on it. See how long you can last without being on it. And if you've realised that actually without being on Instagram it literally has no impact on my life, get it gone. Because the fact that it's having a negative impact on your life when you're looking at it, you know, you're better off without it. It's why I came off TikTok. It's why I deleted my account. And you know, I could easily have just monetized it. In fact, ironically, I probably would have got more money than Elite FPL. That's the irony in it all. I could have got more money doing shitty TikTok uploading WWE videos than from this. But once you get sucked into this vile, cretinous world of pieces of fucking shit, desperate for gratification and needing attention and likes, I'm like, what the I'm part of the problem here. Part of the billions of people that use this fucking awful social media app. Fucking delete. Piss off. Awful. And yeah, certainly in Nymphria's case, I think it would be unwise of her to, you know, come off Twitter because, like I said, she has got tens of thousands of followers. I think she's got like 26,000 followers on Twitter. And a considerable number of people that follow her for YouTube and whatever else she does. And it would be very unwise for her to not do it, but I would just advise, like I said on the video the other day, the easiest thing, ironically, when it comes to the online world is just block, block, block. You won't see it. You won't see it at all. And if you're thick-skinned like I've become with this online world, you just have to either A, if you really want to hit back, think logically with your thought processes, or B, just send something sarcastic and the person won't reply. But yeah, just a few people saying that they enjoyed the video the other day. And then we had a message from Seb T. I do recognise the name. I haven't tuned into you guys for a wee bit and wasn't expecting this kind of heartfelt open video about these types of issues that arise within the online community and also within society. Well, I question, why haven't you been watching our stuff? Found better channels? Yeah, brilliant. I'm not aware as to what happened to Nymphria, but it sounds very distasteful and extremely disheartening to hear about. Well done, Jason. This was on Jason's video. Well done, Jason, for addressing these aspects and bringing to light such things that we all need to sometimes stop and think before we type / open our mouths. Yeah, I the way I tuned into Jason's stream the other day was I thought I'd be a clever dick, and I thought I'm going to take a slightly longer route to come back on myself to join the A40. Unfortunately, that backfired, and I realised that there was a non-moving traffic at the point of where I wanted to come on. So essentially, I had to come all the way back home to then go the route which I would normally have taken anyway. Anyway, I noticed a notification pop up that Jason had gone live, and I was just like, I want to listen. So quickly tuned in, and yeah, I love Jason. I voice messaged him actually after when he finished, and I said to him that I didn't want him to stop talking. And I think it's because, like with anybody that you've got a connection with, so obviously a friend, a co-host, one of the two individuals that bring this channel to the select few that watch, because you've got that connection with that person, it's, I want to hear more and more from this guy. Now, I know once Jason said the words to the effect of, I'm now repeating myself, that's how I feel sometimes. It just gets to the point where it's just like, let's just wrap it up now. There's no point in continuing talking if you don't need to talk, because you've already highlighted the thought processes of whatever's being discussed, in this case, online bullying. But I fucking loved it. It's the I always say this about the streams, is that you got the music playing and it gets you genuinely hyped and everything because you know what's coming. Take the 3 p.m. kickoffs as an example. It's like, you know what's coming. And then it's down to us, the listener, just to quite literally have it on, knowing that that individual is live and that anything that they say is being said at that moment. It's not pre-recorded. It's not pre-recorded. It's not like a video that I did the other day where I did it at 8 o'clock in the morning, did the video, and then I just essentially scheduled it for 8 o'clock that evening. It was a case of, no, Jason is live at 9:45 in the morning. This is him now in his shed. Or in my case, I'm in my bedroom, my new bedroom, by the way, which is great. Sitting here, listening to a radio, communicating, to X amount of people listening in, quite literally relying on every single word that I'm saying to tell them what the fuck is going on in the 3 p.m. kickoffs. And to be honest, whenever I listen to a live stream, specifically if I'm doing something, i.e. walking, or in my car driving to a destination, i.e. work, I don't really give a fuck what the person's talking about, to be honest with you. It's a bit grim, really, but it's almost like you're being kept company by that individual. And you feel part of something. And certainly from my point of view, I do get that urge to say something in the chat. Now, obviously, when I'm driving, I'm not going to do that, but